The Cincinnati Bengals. They only have one win this season, like 14 weeks in. How could you get any worse? Well, I'm trying to, with my all-bronze squad. So, in this series, I'm going to be trying to use Terrell Pryor, and on offense, he's my best receiver, and I have a pretty bad defense. And I was comparing catching there. And for special teams, unfortunately, the kicking positions only had 65 overalls at the lowest. But basically, so I'll start a new season. This is my new challenge series of beating Madden winning a Super Bowl in Madden with a low overall team. So I started off here, but basically every time I win, I get a pack with a few silver and gold players, so I will add those to the teams if I win. But anyway, so start off the first game of the season versus the Seahawks. And so for now, I'm just going to talk about some of the strategy and stuff for this game. So I've already played this on my own for a season or two, which is why they already have experience. But basically, my whole team sucks at tackling, and Brock Osweiler is pretty terrible, but Terrell Pryor is very fast for his overall, so I'm definitely going to utilize him a lot. I'm not sure if I utilized him that much in this game, but yeah, so bad tackling. So hopefully I could get defensive players if I ever win. Another strategy is whenever I'm down, I could do an exploit because onside, this game is very bad. So onside kicks, you could kick them less than 10 yards. And right there, they got a big gain. And it'll automatically, or not automatically, but you could almost like kick it to your own player. I haven't been successful doing it yet, but hopefully later in the season I will. So anyway, they punch it in. Also, another thing is attempting to block extra points like this. Like that one, I got kind of close. But every once in a while, when I try, it does actually happen. So anyway, the defensive strategy is hope not to get scored on very much and maybe try and block some punts if I can, if we hold him out of the end zone. But so for special teams, not much strategy. Usually for kickoffs, I'm probably just going to try and let it do a touchback so I don't fumble. And punt returns, I'm hoping to block the punt because it's pretty easy to block punts in this game. Now for offense, like I said earlier, you'll see here Terrell Pryor. He's very fast. He got that catch. He's about 71 speed, so I'm definitely going to be relying on him a lot until we get upgrades at the wide receiver position. But he is not my best catcher. My best catcher is Terrence Williams. So if I'm on fourth down, I might go to him instead. It kind of depends. But so right there, you see me scramble with the quarterback, Brock Osweiler. You'll probably see that a lot because I just scramble out and try and get out of bounds before I get tackled so I don't fumble. So that's also good because I feel like if I run, it doesn't go that very well. So I usually try and do a pass and run with the quarterback. So here is a key part of how I'm scoring in this series is fake punts. So if they go in the punt block formation, and I only do fake punt passes, by the way. If they go into a punt block formation, then I could throw it to the out route, and there you can see the Brock Osweiler skill. That's going to be a very big liability in this series. Hopefully I could get a quarterback if I win. But you just fake punt it, and if you're close to a first down and they are if they're not in punt block, then I'll try and run with the quarterback. But if they are, then I'll try and pass it to the out route, and sometimes I could go for a lot. It depends on how well the blocking AI blocks the punt returner and also how good the throw is, because sometimes the throw is very off. But another key thing that happens that isn't very good is the punter, whenever I run with him, you are unable to slide. So a lot of times he gets tackled, and sometimes he fumbles the ball when he does that. So the key when I run with him is to try and get out of bounds when I can. So right there, you see a good catch by Terrell Pryor. But yeah, so this game I get crushed, but I don't think I score on this drive. I think I throw a pick. But now, since I kind of explained the strategy, I'll just commentate over what's happening. So I'm basically only doing passing plays. This is route. I throw it to Terrell Pryor. Doesn't work out. So 2nd and 10. And then slot 2 Buck. And I'll probably run for this one, but I get caught. So my offensive line is very bad, so I'll probably get sacked a lot. But run in this one. Throw it over there and gets picked off in the end zone. So, yeah, this first game isn't very successful. Just trying not to get shut out in this one. So, basically, Russell Wilson comes up and it does this weird camera angle switch. And he doesn't throw it, so he gets sacked. And I basically just continue with the defensive strategy. So, yeah, I'll cut to maybe a more interesting part. All right, so another thing I forgot to mention about the offensive strategy is right here. I do Hail Marys when it isn't like a normal, how do I say this, Hail Mary time. So usually they'll be in cover 1 or cover 2 or whatever, which means that I could get one-on-ones with the outside receivers running go routes, which is usually pretty successful. So right here, deep route. Oh yeah, also another bad thing that can happen a lot is drop passes, and you'll probably see me get very annoyed with that. Also, speaking of drop passes on the defensive side, something else that's going to be very annoying. So, oh yeah, but this is a strategy. So if I want to get a big gain on the fake punt pass, I try and call timeouts until they do the punt block. But this one I just gave up and ran for it. But I got tackled before. An issue is that the punter is pretty slow, and the kick returner will almost automatically just start running towards you and try to tackle you. And your punter basically never breaks those tackles, so that's a tough one. So, yeah. All right, so right here is an example of when they're in the punt block formation. I throw it to the out route. Sometimes it's a terrible throw and the wide receiver doesn't even try and catch it. But see how many yards that went for? Sometimes if the AI isn't stupid and actually runs towards it, then it could go for a touchdown for a really long way. So that's probably a method I'm going to use to score a lot of touchdowns in the series. And also, by the way, sorry for no sound from the game. For the next episode, I won't have that either. But I'm hoping to get that in the episode after next for you guys, so it isn't as boring. And also, I might cut to the I might cut away the incomplete passes for the next video, so it isn't as boring. All right, so something here, I just scored a touchdown. I'll go for a 2-point conversion, and I'll go quickly over my 2-point conversion strategy. So right there, you saw me throw it to the slot receiver, which is like Jeremy Curley, which is actually pretty bad. He's a pretty bad receiver. You'll see my anti-crick strategy right here, but I don't think it works in this one. But I think that going for 2 will be a common theme in this series, because number one, probably most games will be out of reach, so it's like, why not? And number two, my team, it's very hard to score points with my team, so we need to take every advantage we got. And as you can see with that 2-point conversion, it wasn't too tough. But my main strategy, which you guys will see in next episode for 2-point conversions, is actually to run it in with the quarterback, because that has a very high success rate. Like, I use it when I'm using my real ultimate team, and it works so often. It only doesn't work when there's linebackers or defensive ends waiting for you or sacking you like immediately. But other than that, it actually works very well. So if you guys play Madden Mobile, you should probably try it. But this is about the end of the game. It's basically over. They kneel, or yeah, there's a thing. I don't know why I kept on calling timeouts here. The game was over. But basically, this is what we do for the rest of the game. And it'll be a common theme, because even if I am on a possibly winning drive, I'll probably throw an interception, because I have Brock Osweiler, and I always force the ball. So, yes. And that will do it for this episode. It's basically done after this. So, yeah, I'm hoping that I'll get more wins in this series than the real-life Bengals. I might if I'm getting kind of desperate, I might do some other types of strategies and also use tackle the center there, which is something that I like to see. But, yeah. So, that's going to be it for today. Thank you for watching. Probably no one's watching to this point or at all. But yeah, so thanks for watching if you're here. And I will see you in the next episode where we get smacked by the Niners.